Here she go with the stupid questions. Yeah, I'm alright, man. Just a little hungover, partied a little bit too hard last night. And whatever you in there cooking ain't helping none. Whew, it's like a busted sewer pipe and chicken.
Maybe you just not used to my way of cooking.
No, maybe you ain't used to the way a human nose functions. Alright, Happy New Year's. That shit still stinks. You should have left that recipe back in 2024. Did you call me a crackhead?
Yo, I saw this video and I was like, oh my goodness, I gotta share this with the people. We have got to discuss. Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to The Source, your source for celebrity news. Yo, can somebody please tell me whatever happened to a thing called professionalism on a job? I mean, is that a thing of the past? Because this dude right here is on a whole different level when it comes to getting a job done. I mean, my girl was looking at her Ring doorbell and she saw the Amazon Prime man coming with her package. And then she saw him walking all slow like he was having a heart attack. And then he threw that package down and she heard her package break. So she was like, oh my goodness, are you okay? And my man was like, I'm good. I just had a little bit too much to drink. I am done. But what really gets me is that he wasn't done, because then he goes on to say, ma'am, what in the world are you cooking in that crib? Because that mess stinks and it ain't helping. Wow. Now, as I was watching this, I was like, is this real? This can't be real. Because, I mean, for real, when I was growing up, they always taught us to put your best foot forward in the workplace. And they also taught us to take pride in your work, while also making sure to instill in us that you gotta respect the customers. But it appears that in 2025, things done really changed out here in these streets. Now, I know what I think about this dude's performance on the job, but what I really want to hear is what y'all have to say about my man's work ethic, dedication, customer service skills, and professionalism. So, this is what I want you to do. I'm going to show the video again, but this time, I want you to imagine that you're this dude's supervisor over there at Amazon Prime, and I want you to evaluate his job performance based on the criteria that you're going to see on your screen. Now, once you've made your evaluation, please share your thoughts in the comment section below. And while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Source, can you please show that video one more time?
Here she go with the stupid questions. Yeah, I'm alright, man. Just a little hungover, partied a little bit too hard last night. And whatever you in there cooking ain't helping none. Whew, it's like a busted sewer pipe and chicken.
Maybe you just not used to my way of cooking.
No, maybe you ain't used to the way a human nose functions.
I think it's so nice that
Alright, Happy New Year's. That shit still stinks. You should have left that recipe back in 2024. Did you call me a crackhead?
Also, let me know something. Since we're talking about working, let me know this. When you go to work, are you somebody who really takes pride in your work and gets the job done? Or are you somebody who goes into work and pretends like you're working, like these dudes? Yo, what's he getting a high five for? He gets no high five. And then got the nerve to be over there huffing and puffing like you did something. But at least he might have did a little bit more work than this dude. goodness, my man is running around so much that he might as well do the work. Anyhow, if you watched my last video, then you can go ahead and just end this video here, because I'm getting ready to replay the same clip that I played yesterday, because for some reason, somebody's working in the background to get that video down, and I want to make sure that they can't use a video that I used in that video as an excuse to take that information down, because the information that I shared yesterday may be important. Source, can you please do me a favor and replay the clip where I was talking about Gene Deal? But when you show the clip, please cut the video of Diddy and J-Lo getting out of the limo and instead replace it with some pictures so that they can't work in the background to try to strike this video the same way that they tried to strike the last video. I have a few questions that I need to ask y'all. For example, question number 1, why in the world is Gene Deal out here lying? Okay, so the other day, Gene Deal was on the Art of the Dialogue podcast, and while he was there, he decided to share his opinion on the essay case that Tony Busby's client, James O, dropped on Diddy and Jay-Z. And Gene Deal said that he definitely thinks that James O is lying because he was Diddy's security guard when the incident allegedly occurred in 2000, and he knows for a fact that James O couldn't have possibly been picked up or dropped off by Diddy's limo driver on the night in question, because in the early 2000s, Diddy wasn't driving around in limos. Instead, Diddy and his crew were driving around in black SUVs. Source, can you please play the clip?
Well, when I first heard the conversation, when I first heard the allegations, I said to myself, that's 2000, that's when I was there. And so I got to read what was said and how it went down and everything like that. And then first of all, I start seeing some inconsistency. But I don't want to, criticize the victim or the person that said that they was a victim, but some of the statements and some of the things that I heard was incorrect. As far as I know what we did at that time. First of all, we did not use limousines. We used SUVs. And then she said something about that, the allegation said something about that she went with the limo driver. So did the limo driver drop Puff them off or Jay them off, then came back and got her, then take her to the party? It was just a lot of inconsistencies that I was like, first of all, we didn't even use limousines. You understand? Bad Boy used SUVs. So I found those being real inconsistent on what the story was she was talking about. And then for limousine driver, who wouldn't know us, because our drivers didn't drive limousines, how you gonna tell somebody to get in the party? He had to go through security for that. And that just wouldn't have happened. That wouldn't have happened. So I don't want to beat up the victim or the person that says that they are a victim, but I know for myself, there's a lot of inconsistencies in what she was talking about regarding her being with somebody from Bad Boy, getting into a Bad Boy party, you understand, with a limo driver that we didn't even know. So, not trying to beat her up, not trying to save Jay or Diddy. But me personally, I didn't believe her story.
Alright, so after Gene Deal said that, a whole bunch of people came in the comment section, and one person was like, Gene is one of the people who was there. If Gene said it didn't happen, it didn't happen. The end. And then somebody else was like, wow, this Gene Deal story is huge and definitely exonerates Jay-Z. And then after that, somebody else came through and was like, this is exactly what Jay-Z's attorney needs. And then, last but not least, somebody else came through and was like, I believe Gene. Prime example, was Biggie killed sitting in a limousine? Nope, an SUV. Oh my goodness. Listen, in 2025, can y'all please do me a favor? Can y'all stop listening to everything that people say on YouTube? Especially if they not bringing receipts. Because as far as Gene Deal is concerned, I gotta be honest, ever since the feds actually put the cuffs on Diddy and locked him up in MDC with no bail, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but Gene's stories have been getting a little shaky over there, and I don't know why. I don't know if somebody cut a check or if Gene Deal is over there trying to cover his own ASS. But I gotta tell you, either Gene's memory is just as bad as Jane Doe's father, or Gene is purposely lying over there, and as Ice-T once said, I can't stand when people be lying, knowing they lying, knowing that you know they lying, and they still lie. Now, the story that Gene is over there telling may have worked back in the day during Jesus' time when everybody wasn't walking around with a camera, but Gene, the VMAs was in 2000. Source, can you please show the people a few pictures of J-Lo and Diddy getting out of a limo on the night of the VMAs? Come on, people. I might not have the eagle-eyed 20/20 vision that I used to have when I was a little kid, but even I can clearly see that that right there is a black stretch limo and not an SUV. Now, is it possible that Gene is telling the truth when he says that Diddy preferred to roll around in SUVs instead of limousines in the early 2000s? Absolutely. But even though this may be true, on September 7th, 2000, Diddy and J-Lo were definitely in a black stretch limo when they went to the VMAs, and the driver was a black male who appears to be in his mid-20s to mid-30s. Okay, so I know somebody's gonna come in the comment section and say, Source, maybe Diddy simply rented the limousine that night to flex in front of the red carpet for the paparazzi, and then he left in the same limousine, but that was all for show because a few blocks down he switched back into his black SUV. Alright, I hear what you're saying, so let's explore that option real quick. If that was the case, then unbeknownst to Gene Deal, the story that he just told on Art of the Dialogue may actually end up screwing Diddy, Jay-Z, and himself in the long run, because instead of discrediting Jane Doe, it actually lends more credence to her story, because if the limo driver didn't actually have to drive Diddy 20 to 30 minutes all the way back to an after party at a White House with a U-shaped driveway, and then turn around and drive 20 to 30 minutes back to pick up Jane Doe, just to turn around all over again and drive another 20 to 30 minutes back to Diddy's alleged after party, then this right here opens up way more time in the timeline for the alleged SA to occur. And Alex Spiro's argument that there was absolutely no time for the art to occur falls apart. And I know, you're like, what are you saying to me, Source? I'm mad confused. Okay, I thought you might say that, so I'm gonna have to treat this like I'm teaching one of my lessons in a classroom, and I'm gonna have to break out the advanced PowerPoint with the pictures. Source, can you please pull up scenario number 1? In the first scenario, the driver has to pick up Diddy and drive him to the house. Then he has to bust a Yui and drive all the way back to pick up Jane Doe. Then he has to bust another Yui and take her all the way back to the party, which would have taken about an hour and 20 minutes at the least. But Gene Deal has just created a second scenario where Diddy could have possibly switched cars, which means that the limo could have picked him and J-Lo up at the VMAs, drove them to a nearby SUV about 5 minutes away, then returned to pick up Jane Doe to take her to the after party. Now, if Diddy left the VMAs at 11:11, like Spiro alleges, Jane Doe could have potentially been on her way to the White House as early as 11:20 or 11:25, which creates a whole new scenario where she could have arrived at the White House before 12 a.m., giving Diddy and friends more than enough time to assault her before she ran out of the house to get to the gas station at around 1:45 a.m. I mean, I don't think that Gene Deal actually meant to do it, but not only did he admit that he was the head ninja in charge of security when the whole incident went down, but Gene may have also accidentally just opened up a good hour to an hour and 45-minute gap in the timeline. I swear, Gene Deal better hope that Tony Busby doesn't watch this video, because I swear, I'm really starting to think that Tony Busby be over there watching YouTube getting some of his legal strategy from Tisa Tells. Listen, let me know what you guys think down below. Do you believe that Gene Deal is over there lying on purpose? Or do you think that Gene just made an honest mistake when he said that Jane Doe is totally off base because Diddy wasn't using limos in 2000? He was rolling up to events in SUVs. Also, let me know, do you think that Gene Deal just stuck his foot in his mouth by admitting that he was the head ninja in charge of security in 2000 when the whole SA went down, while also opening up a new potential scenario that creates way more time in a timeline for the alleged SA to occur? Let me know what you think about that in the comments, and while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. I mean, come on, y'all, press that like button, because y'all know darn well that no other content creator on YouTube is going to take the time to create the little SUV and a limo on Alex Spiro's timeline. Now, that brings me to question number 2. During her interview on NBC, Jane Doe, who stated that she's autistic, alleged that she was 13 years old when the assault took place. And then, after the SA took place, she alleges that she started to experience seizures as a direct result of the assault, which contributed to her having major depressive disorder and PTSD, which caused her to have to drop out of high school. But then, in the same breath, she also said that she served in the Army National Guard for a year. Can somebody who's in the Army or related to somebody in the military please tell me how someone who's autistic, suffers from seizures, and also has clinical depression and PTSD was able to enlist in the Army National Guard? Because as far as I know, and I could be wrong, which is why I'm asking, I thought that autism could be a disqualifier all on its own. Forget about the seizures, the major depressive disorder, and the PTSD. I mean, forget about all of that. Just trying to get into the military alone with the autism is enough by itself. But when you tag on all the other things that she claims was going on because of the SA, how in the world did this chick get a clean bill of health? Because, according to the Army National Guard's website, it says, individuals with autism may be able to join the military depending on the type of autism that they have, and if they meet the DoD's medical standards. However, autism is a disqualifying condition for military service. This means that individuals with a diagnosis of autism will need to apply for a medical waiver to join the military. And that brings me to question number 3. Now, question number 3 is related to Jay-Z and Diddy, however, not specifically related to Jay-Z and Diddy because it's more general. Can somebody please tell me how all of these people, and you know exactly who I'm talking about, all of these people are on the internet talking about they're advocates for victims and advocates for women who've been kidnapped and trafficked by predators like the Diddler and advocates for the missing kids. However, none of these ninjas never post bulletins or stories that we can use to help victims of SA or find missing people. I mean, it's not that hard. If you really want to be an advocate, instead of posting your Cash App on the screen every 22 seconds and talking about yourself or telling your viewers that they can help you out by sending you some super chats, how about y'all start posting stories like this so we can actually help victims and start trying to find some missing people? Alright, source, can you please put up the post? Josiah Shantae Myra Kirkendall went missing on December 25th, 2024, Christmas Day. Josiah, who's 16 years old, was last seen in the 1700 block of Telegraph Road in Oakland, California. Now, according to authorities, the circumstances of her disappearance are unknown. However, they say that Josiah was last seen in a Toyota Camry, and they also say that she's 5'3", medium complexion, she weighs 186 pounds, she has some long black braids in her hair, and she was last seen rocking a pair of Jordan 13s. Now, y'all know darn well that when our kids go missing, they don't advertise it. So, we putting this out there. If you have any information that could possibly bring Josiah home, please contact blackandmissingincorporated.com or call 1-877-97-BAMFI. Once again, 1-877-97-BAMFI, which also translates into 1-877-972-2634. And that brings us to question number 4. Listen, can somebody please tell me why people are all on YouTube talking about the judge in Jay-Z's case is not treating him fair because she's not allowing him the chance to have a speedy trial?
All right, so it's no secret that the judge, I think this came in late last night, and I'm just now covering it, went ahead and granted Jay-Z the opportunity to move forward to dismiss the case, basically under the statutes of limitation and jurisdiction, okay? But here's the thing. So she gave these orders. These are the new dates that everything's supposed to pop off. Okay. So he's been asking for the very beginning for a speedy trial. A speedy trial. She's doing everything but giving him a speedy trial. It says the court has reviewed defendant Sean Carter's letter seeking leave to file a motion to dismiss plaintiff's amendment complaint and plaintiff's letter in opposition. Accordingly, Carter's request to file a motion to dismiss plaintiff's amendment complaint is granted by by February 6, 2025, Carter shall file this motion. So, okay, she said they should file it by February 6th. She could have heard that hearing in the next couple of days. She's pushing this back. And then by February 28th, plaintiff shall file her opposition in papers. By March 14th, Carter shall file his reply, if any. That's March 15th. Let's read between the lines. She could have heard that case that day. She could have heard it the next day. She could have heard it 3 days later, a week later. March 15th. And this is the weird part, right? I don't think she likes Jay-Z or she likes, Spiro. It's just obvious. Come on. Now, okay, fine. She also said you're not allowed to say the woman's name until I say so. We don't have a date on that. I'm not pro one or the other. I'm just trying to do my best to report it as neutral as I can. But I'm not dumb. This woman, I shouldn't call her that. Judge Torres doesn't appear to like Jay-Z or his attorney.
Listen, let me tell you something. The judge's job is not just to sit in their chambers waiting for P. Diddy and Jay-Z to submit paperwork. I mean, are you kidding me? And besides that, as far as things are going right now, both Diddy and Jay-Z are flying through the legal system. I mean, these judges are answering their motions at warp speed, and nobody could get it done faster. Not even Captain Kirk. I mean, think about it. Really think about it. Diddy done been to court like 17 times in like 2 months, and the judge that's currently presiding over Jay-Z's case with Diddy told him, Diddy, and his attorney that she's going to give him an answer on a dismissal request in March. So I need y'all to stop with like all of this. The judge is treating Jay-Z unfair. She's biased. Listen, knock it off, because if anything, Jay-Z and P. Diddy have been getting special treatment because they done been in court whenever they wanted to be in court. Do you guys not understand that there are mad black men sitting in jail right now who haven't been able to get in front of a judge since their arraignment? I mean, for real, have you guys never heard of the Kalief Browder story?
In May of 2010, 16-year-old Kalief Browder was walking home from a party with a friend when he was stopped by police. An officer said a man had accused them of stealing his backpack.
They came out the police car and they searched us, but we didn't have anything on us. So I was thinking the next step was we're free to go. We're just gonna walk home.
A high school sophomore like millions of others in America with a love for basketball and professional wrestling. Kalief was arrested and charged with robbery.
They set my bail for $3,500. You know, my mom told me she didn't have the money, and it was true. She didn't have the money. $3,500 was a lot for my mom.
He was taken to one of the toughest jails in the country, Rikers Island, where he would spend the next 3 years for a crime he says he didn't commit, without ever going to trial.
The only thing on my mind was I gotta go home. I didn't do this. Now I'm in jail around these grown men, and they're fighting each other, and I don't know. It was like hell on earth. We were beaten. We were beaten, stomped by the correction officers, hit with weapons. They tackled me in my cell where there wasn't any cameras. They grabbed me up, they put me on the bed, and they were just punching and kicking me. And then they maced me in my eyes, they maced me in my nose and my mouth. I couldn't breathe.
3 years of alleged beatings, gang violence, and over 900 days in solitary confinement, all while he waited for a court date that never came.
It was just, we're not ready for trial, we're not ready for trial. And every single court date, I always had it on my mind, I'm going home this court date, I'm going home this court date. The judge told me if I plead guilty, I would release from jail that same day. But I didn't do it. You're not gonna make me say I did something just so I could go home. If I gotta stay here 5 more months just to prove that I'm innocent, then so be it. It's just heartbreaking, and it's like, I felt like they were just playing with my life.
In June of 2013, all charges against Kalief were dropped, and he was released from jail. But by then, he'd missed his junior year in high school, his senior year, proms, graduation.
I lost my childhood. I lost my happiness.
Now, unfortunately, due to the trauma that Kalief experienced when he was in jail after being falsely accused of stealing a book bag, Kalief actually ended up deleting himself. So no, I don't feel sorry for the 2 billionaires who are trying to get their cases dismissed expeditiously and trying to cut the line and get in front of all of the other inmates, some of whom are actually innocent, who have been sitting in the system for years. Listen, let me know in the comments section below. Do you believe that the legal system and the judges are being unfair to Diddy and Jay-Z because they're not moving their cases through the system quick enough? Let me know what you think about that in the comments. And really quick, because I think it's time to revisit something. Given the new allegations that were dropped against Jay-Z, are you taking the $500,000 or are you still going to take that sit-down conversation with Jigga Man?
Would you take $500,000 or dinner with Jay-Z?
Man, give me $500,000. Jay-Z. Yeah, man. Yeah, man, give me $500,000. Man, I don't want. Who want to take a sit down with Jay-Z over $500,000? It's some people say they want to sit on his lap. Yeah, they want to jump on his lap, talk to him like he's Santa Claus. Yeah, tell me what you know, Jay-Z. No, fuck that. Yeah, tell me what you know, Jay-Z. $500,000. No, nigga, I don't want no mother. Give me that $500,000. I know what to do with this here now. Yeah, I know what to do. His conversation. Man, give me $500,000. Jay-Z. Yeah, man, give me $500,000. Man, I don't want. Who want to take a sit down with Jay-Z over $500,000? Jay-Z. Yeah, man. Yeah, man, give me $500,000. Man, I don't want. Who want to take a sit down with Jay-Z over $500,000? $500,000. No, fuck that.
Well, what do you know? If you add some audio tune to Charleston White, this ninja be making hits. Now, let's talk about your boy Ice-T. By now I'm pretty sure that you've already seen the footage of Ice-T getting pulled over by the cops when he was trying to drive his Porsche to the DMV, because I mean the video has gone viral. But just in case you're one of the only people left who hasn't seen it yet, check out this clip.
How's it going, sir? What's up, officer? Officer Sill, that's the county sheriff's office. Let you know you'll be recorded, okay?
I'm headed to the DMV. This is where I'm going to get all my registration and everything straight on this car.
You know your registration expires since 2021.
That's where I'm going. I'm headed right there.
When did you decide to go and change?
Yesterday. I went yesterday.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is registration been expired since 2021.
Car's been parked.
Are you sure?
Yeah, of course I'm sure. That's why I'm trying to get this car set up to go. Yesterday I went to the DMV and they said that their system was down, so that's where I'm headed. I got 7 cars. I'm trying to get them all straight.
You said you went to DMV yesterday, they said the system is down?
Yesterday, yeah.
What time was your appointment yesterday?
I didn't have an appointment. They didn't take me.
You didn't have an appointment to go to DMV?
I don't need one.
Why is that?
Because they know me.
Because they know you. Is your passport? Do you have a driver's license with you?
Yeah. I'm getting that. That's expired.
So your license expired as well?
That's why I'm going to the DMV.
Sir, even if it's 1 feet, you cannot drive with an expired license, expired registration.
I mean, you could. Why don't you follow me right to this garage right here? The DMV is right there. You don't gotta be that serious about this. I mean, you can, but you don't have to.
Well, is it serious? So, give me 1 second.
I could park the car right here and then walk to the DMV. Those are all the things.
You said you have other vehicles registered?
I have 7 vehicles.
Okay. Appreciate you. Want me to go? It's 5-6. Somebody. You gotta drive that vehicle to what's registered and get this one registered.
Can I handle this? You gonna take me to jail?
I'm not gonna take you to jail.
Okay, can I park the car here and walk to the DMV?
I'm gonna tow your vehicle.
No, you're not gonna tow my vehicle. Let me park my car right here.
You're not gonna move your car, sir. You give me your keys right now, and I'm gonna tow your vehicle. You try to be more respectful with me, I'm gonna respect you the same way.
Well, then let me. You see, I'm going.
No, you're not gonna tell me what to do. I'm gonna tell you what to do. So give me your keys right now. You're gonna go that route.
I asked you, can I park my car?
I said not. Give me your keys, sir.
I'm not under arrest, and I'm getting out of my car. Give me my paperwork, you fucking.
Oh, don't touch me. Don't
Give me
like that.
Give me my paperwork. Get this on camera. This motherfucker. I'm a foot away from the DMV.
Keep the distance.
You are a fucking asshole.
I'm not an asshole. You've been asshole to me.
I'm an asshole. I'm trying to get to the DMV. I showed you all the paperwork. Let me start recording your dumb ass.
So 5-6, start the look and start another unit. You're in
The actor began recording as the officer called for backup. Ice-T appeared visibly angry, frustrated that the officer didn't give him another option to register his vehicle.
Actually, that's 3. He's going to be 9001 Burning Line, where the Dunkin' Donuts.
What's happening, Sarge?
What's up, Sarge?
Hey, what's going on? How are you?
I'm trying to get the DMV to register my car.
Okay.
I got all the paperwork and everything there. I asked the officer, could I just go over here or even park my car so that I could walk over there and get all my paperwork together? He says he wants to tow my car.
All right, give me a second. Let me find out what's going on here, and then we'll figure something out, okay?
Okay.
Right.
So I'm a little too much, Sarge.
Okay.
So what I was going to do is issue him a ticket, let him park here. Okay. He jumped into the vehicle, he didn't even ask me. He came so close to me. And he said, he called me an asshole. He called me an asshole. He said, give me all the paperwork right now. Right. And everything's being recorded. And your vehicle's being towed. And you're receiving tickets. Right now? Technical purposes.
The officer received permission to issue the actor 4 tickets, including one for driving with a suspended license.
So, sorry. Oh, shit, I forgot to, Alright, you can issue him the ticket, and that's gonna be it, right? We can leave the car here?
Up to you, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Okay?
You're going to leave the car here?
Okay, he's gonna park the car here. And, go across the street and get the stuff, the paperwork for the car.
Okay, but he's getting 4 tickets though.
Alright, okay.
Driving the emergency motor vehicle, driving with an expired license, improper display, you got no front plates, and no inspection sticker.
Okay. How many did you make out already?
What's that? 4.
Did you make 4? You already sent them in?
Not yet.
Yes? Can you bring it down to 2?
Sorry.
Okay, alright, no, it's up to you, bro. I can't. Okay, alright. I can't tell him as a sergeant what to do. I can guide him and I can make a recommendation, and he's gonna give you 4 tickets, okay? I asked him not to give you the 4 tickets, but we could bring it down to 2. He said, no, he's giving you the 4 tickets.
What are the 4 tickets?
He says, you have no front plate, no inspection sticker, no registration, and your driver's license is expired.
Okay.
Alright. Alright?
I did, yeah, I did. Okay, alright. So I know if you want to come with me or...
Okay. So I know that, that you're not going to get the toll and that you're going to...
I'm leaving right now.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know if you told you, but everything's being recorded on the body cameras, so... Okay.
So, as for my sergeant, we're not going to tow your vehicle while you're receiving summonses. Here's your keys. Here's your paperwork, driver's license, everything you gave me. You're receiving a ticket for no front plates. With all the other paperwork. It's in there. Everything you gave me. It's in the vehicle. You have no inspection, driving expired registration, and driving with expired license.
You're, like I said, you're gonna leave the car here and just go to DMV.
I'm off the DMV and handle this.
So, but you do know your registration is expired and your license too.
That's what I'm going for.
Okay, just letting you know that I didn't know if you just needed your registration was expired. You got both.
I got everything.
Okay, alright. Alright, no, I'm good. Alright, you
Just
told
the
me.
way he's hearing me, I was gonna park the vehicle, no tickets issued, but just next time show some respect. That's all I gotta say.
I don't have to.
Alright, that's okay.
I don't have either. So, you have a great day, sir.
Okay, so when people saw this video of Ice-T getting pulled over by the cops, I mean, everybody had a different reaction, and a whole lot of people were divided. I mean, very divided. I mean, more divided than they were when Trump was running against Kamala. Alright, maybe not that divided, but still divided, because some people felt that Ice-T was dead wrong, because he was out there driving that car with no papers. I mean, he didn't have a license, a registration, no inspection, not a nothing. I mean, nothing was legal on that car. But yet, other people felt that the cop was dead wrong, because they were like, yo, the DMV was like 10 steps away. He could have let Ice-T get out the car and go get his paperwork straight. I mean, that cop right there was a freaking a-hole. For example, some of the people who thought that Ice-T was dead wrong were like, nah, he knows better than to drive on an expired license. He could have had somebody drive him. I mean, come on. It's the same for everyone. They would have towed my car, so he did get special treatment. And then somebody else was like, famous or not, he should have had his stuff in order just like normal folks. Sorry. And then somebody else was like, you can't drive with a suspended license and registration. Simple as that. Uber to the DMV, take the train or bus. Plenty of options. And then, last but not least, somebody else was like, Ice-T is one of my favorite actors, but the law is the law. Why do celebrities think that they don't have to follow him? But, like I said before, everybody didn't agree on this situation, and some people out there actually felt that Ice-T was not the bad guy in this particular situation, because they were like, yo, that freaking cop was off the hook.
In the video that you're about to watch, Ice-T is pulled over by an asshole. Yes, this officer was definitely an asshole. And I believe that Ice-T was in the right, but I want to know what you think. In light of what has recently occurred in Marcy, New York, I'd say it's pretty amazing that Ice-T walked away unscathed. Famous or not, I don't recommend this type of response for any of you viewers. However, this officer was on a major hating time, and he needed to be checked. Now, all of you might know Ice-T for playing a cop on television for I don't know how many years now, possibly still to this day. I don't know, because this was never my favorite role for Ice-T. I know Ice-T for singing a little song called Cop Killer. So maybe that's what got underneath this officer's skin, but you could tell there was major hate in the air. And you don't have to hate like that. I'm saying I would like to drive that car that he's in too. This is my favorite car in the world. What say you? Let me know what you think, if he was right, if he was wrong, and why.
Okay, so let me say this. After watching the video, I firmly agree that the cop was doing way too much and adding way too much sauce to the situation. He was on level 10 when the situation only required like a level 2 and a little bit of quality community policing. I also believe that this particular cop needs to be put on probation for lying on a citizen. But with that being said, let me play devil's advocate and pose a question to everyone out there who feels that the cop should have just let Ice-T ride with nothing more than a warning, a police escort to the DMV, and a smile. Would you feel the same way if the cop let Ice-T ride and then Ice-T went into the DMV, but when he got there, the DMV couldn't correct all of his issues? So he decided that he was going to leave. He walks out, he jumps in his Porsche, and he decides that he's going to drive home so he could come back the next day. But while he's on his way home, he accidentally speeds through a red light, hits your kid while your kid is crossing the street, and leaves your kid in a coma. Then you find out that Ice-T was on a road with a license that's been expired since 2021, no registration, and no inspection. If that happened, would you still believe that the cop was wrong for going so hard on Ice-T? Or would you be ready to sue the police department when you heard that a cop had stopped him before the accident happened, saw that he was riding dirty, and let him ride off with nothing more than a warning? Let me know your answer to that question in the comments. And while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And also, do me a favor and let me know what you think about all of the other stories that we covered today too. Hey yo, thanks for tuning into The Source, your source for celebrity news. Peace.